hyperspeed bombers, sixth-generation stealth fighters, and combat drones. All this undoubtedly looks impressive and seemingly leaves no chance for any of the technologies from the past. However, there are such aircraft that still make for excellent competition in the face of all these new recruits. One of these is the B-52 Stratofortess, a bomber that has been in service for more than 70 years. But even now, it is still considered one of the strongest in the world. Today, you'll be learning more about the most famous, powerful, and unique aircraft from the Cold War era. You'll be surprised at what records it managed to set and how it's set to be modernized. Boeing began work on this promising strategic bomber in early 1946. The main task was to create machines with a combat radius of up to a record 5,000 miles and a maximum speed of at least 450 miles per hour. After a whole year of hard work on the designer's part, they provided an interesting concept of an aircraft with engines mounted on the wings. The project received the designation Model 462-29 and almost completely met all the requirements of the customer. In the end, the company did receive funding from the government too. However, immediately after the release of the first two models, problems began arising. The company had proposed two options, one with coaxial propellers and one with 8 turbojet engines. Both bombers were eventually rejected by the customer. Boeing, which had spent a lot of effort and money on the creation of projects, didn't give up. Based on their developments, a new model was created at an accelerated pace. A feature of the project was a 2-story cabin and a separate compartment for the onboard gunner, located in the tail section. The project seemed very promising, and finally, the development was approved, but some adjustments were made. As a result, another version was born called the Model 462-67, which was destined to eventually become the future B-52. The B-52 made its first full-fledged flight back in 1952, and for more than 60 years, this aircraft has been the backbone of American strategic aviation. The main task of the Stratofortress was to deliver 2 high-power thermonuclear bombs to anywhere in the Soviet Union, but this function was never proved useful since the Union fell apart on its own. During its service, the B-52 participated in almost all conflicts in which the U.S. Air Force was involved. This bomber is the champion among combat aircraft in terms of flight range. During its operations, it has undergone modernization more than once. As a result, dozens of aircraft modifications were created. For example, the B-52A is an extended version with improved radar equipment. This version proved to be excellent as a reconnaissance aircraft, and as a result, a small series of RB-52B reconnaissance aircraft was built on its basis. It was kind of a transformer per se. Its radars were located in a special container in the bomb bay. This container could be quickly removed, and the Scout could be turned back into a full-fledged bomber. The latest and most powerful modification was the B-52H, equipped with new deadly guns and shells. In addition to the listed serial versions, there were a number of experimental aircraft built in single copies. The machines were used to test new types of weapons and equipment. Over the years of service, the B-52 proved to be one of the best military aircraft, having successfully completed dozens of the most important tasks, and each time the results exceeded all expectations. Atomic weapons, created at the end of the World War, completely changed the balance of power on the world's chessboard. The decisive factor was not only the availability of nuclear weapons and their quantity, but also the ability to deliver them to the desired target. And no one can handle such an important mission better than the Stratofortress. The B-52's flight altitude is twice that of its closest counterparts and reaches as high as 55,000 feet, which made it possible to get out of the range of most radars. Its speed, almost 620 miles per hour, makes it possible to deliver the projectile right on target in the shortest possible time frame. And of course, The most important thing is the flight range, 10,000 miles in the latest modification, which is a record among the existing aircraft at the moment. As we've already stated, the B-52 was created primarily as a carrier of nuclear weapons. The first modifications to the bomber were armed with various types of free-falling bombs. They were placed inside, and their total mass is almost 70,000 pounds. The height and range of the flight, of course, significantly increased the chances of the bomber being able to complete its task and return to base intact. However, by the mid-1950s, Soviet anti-aircraft missiles could hit targets at an altitude of 80,000 feet, which was a serious threat. It became clear that a significant flight altitude was no longer a reliable defense for a bomber. Rockets looked much better as a means of delivering nuclear weapons. Therefore, in 1972, the B-52 began getting equipped with new weapons. At first, these were SRAM aeroballistic missiles with a nuclear warhead. They were capable of hitting stationary targets at a distance of 100 miles. The aircraft could take on board up to 8 such missiles. A couple of years later, the bombers were armed with ALCM cruise missiles, which made it possible to deliver devastating blows without even entering the enemy's air defense coverage area. In the mid-80s, B-52s were upgraded to use non-nuclear weapons. Some models were equipped with Harpoon anti-ship missiles, while another got the opportunity to use Israeli-developed AGM-142 Raptor high-precision guided missiles. Both of these are the most powerful projectiles in their class, which can easily destroy even armored targets. And it's certainly not without cannon armament either, having a 6-barreled 20mm M61 Vulcan cannon mounted in the tail of the aircraft. The bomber is made according to the normal aerodynamic configuration with a high wing arrangement. The aircraft's engine consists of 8 separate engines that work from 12 fuel tanks simultaneously. If even this is not enough, then behind the cockpit there's a receiver for refueling in the air. The navigation and bombing systems are analog. The first modifications of the aircraft were equipped with APS-23 radars, one of the best radars at the time. A rangefinder and a bomber optical sight also helped with strikes, but later on it was decided to abandon the latter. On later versions of the B-52, the AN/ASQ-151 optoelectronic vision system was installed, which allowed the aircraft to go around obstacles at low altitudes, which proved very useful for such a large bomber. The night vision camera, as well as the infrared vision system, with which one can detect even an enemy hidden in the thickets, also worked quite well. The Stratofortess has one of the most powerful electronic warfare systems of any U.S. combat aircraft. It includes equipment for setting misinforming and noise interference, heat traps, and dipole reflectors. Additionally, B-52 bombers from the G and H modifications are equipped with systems designed to suppress enemy radars, jamming transmitters, and detection warning equipment. It's an incredibly powerful set, with which it's almost impossible to shoot down the plane. Despite the development of missile weapons and the emergence of new strategic bombers, this veteran continues to serve in the ranks of the U.S. Air Force to this day, since it has showed itself to be more than worthy. According to the plans made by Pentagon strategists, the B-52 will remain at the head of American strategic aviation until at least 2030. Furthermore, details regarding the future modernization of the bomber were revealed in the U.S. Officials stated that Stratofortress would receive new weapons, engines, reconnaissance systems, and communications equipment that would extend its life for many years to come. Following the upgrade, the B-52 will need fewer aerial refueling. This will result in both 30% fuel savings and less downtime for maintenance. The aircraft will also receive new radar equipment and a reconnaissance system that will allow one to calculate the enemy's position even through thick clouds. All this will give the bomber crews the opportunity to adjust the tasks, have received updated intelligence data during the flight, and not just fulfill preset goals. The B-52 will also be equipped with an upgraded internal weapons bay, capable of carrying up to 8 of the latest J-series bombs. By the way, Earlier, the aircraft was capable of carrying JDAM adjustable ammunition only from the outside, which limited their number. Now, Boeing will place precision-guided munitions inside as well. The MALD-J decoy missile will also appear on board, which will be useful to suppress enemy radar equipment. And for all this, they plan to spend almost $12 billion. Is such a price justified? Opinions differ on this issue. Some experts argue that the B-52, despite the modernization, is decades out of date, and therefore its renewal cannot cancel the planned program for the purchase of new aircraft. Others say that such modernization will make it possible to more effectively use vehicles that have already proven themselves in battles and thereby save money. One way or another, the improved B-52 Stratofortess will be able to take to the skies next year and give America another trump card in the case of a conflict. That's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to leave a comment below. We read them all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.